Yo, I'm Jeff and this is Mini Garage. So in the ever-evolving truck that is the beat to hell, the end goal for Cobb is to run his billet wheels that were on the truck when he got it, but they rubbed the inner bed sides, so they were too wide for the bed. So going through that, we decided we were going to narrow the rear end. Narrowing the rear end, there's some costs involved, and you can narrow a Mazda rear end a half an inch on each side with little modifications, not that big of a deal. We needed quite a bit more than that, so we went out to the shop. I got all this Datsun stuff, so we grabbed a Datsun rear end, and we kind of just set it in here, and we got the clearances that we wanted. Well, it's just sitting here, but, oh, damn it. We got the clearances that we wanted on each side. So when it's centered up, it's at an angle now, but it'll sit where we want it. So we're gonna use this Datsun rear end. He got his link bar set from where? AVS, and it's what kind of setup is it?
Wishbone.
Wishbone?
Super pivots.
Super pivots. So right now we're gonna set the rear end on the ground with the tires on it. Try to figure out the pinion angle. We wanted it as close to 0 degrees at ride height as we can get it. So we think we're about an inch over that right now with where it's sitting on the frame on the ground. So we're gonna start making some measurements and go from there. So we were gonna do the back. We're gonna stop on that and switch to the front. The front end is getting an all new Fantini kit. So we got the old stuff cut out, the old bag set up, and we're gonna do some cleanup on the frame. We're gonna go through this kind of quick because in the first few episodes of Mini Garage, we did a Fantini kit, and it's the same exact kit. When we get to the lower arms, then we'll get more in depth because we got a special trick there. We said we were gonna do the front, but he just came out here to start going for it, so it's all in. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but they're both in both sides. But we will get back to the front. We still have the lower bag bracket to put on, and a triangulation kit on the lower control arms. So we're gonna jump back to the back and start working on that. So we're out here working on the frame, constantly evolving frame, and kind of wanted to show you where we're at. We were going to use the Mazda axle and see about getting it narrowed. Turns out we have a Datsun one that fits all right, and I think you guys saw that before. It's a little too close for comfort, so we're gonna narrow the back of the frame. So in the beginning, when Ron Perkins said, "You should just build a frame," I was like, "Nah, I don't want to do that. I could get by with this." I should have listened to him. I was scared. I was like, "Oh no, that's way too hard. We should have done it." So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some 2x4 in here, right in here, and run it inside the existing frame rail. But before we do that, Cobb's got to knock this section of the notch out. And so we'll run this 2x4 that we got. It's a 3/16 2x4. We'll come up, it'll bend up and go over, and then we'll notch it afterwards. It sucks. We could bring it up and make it part of the notch, but I want the back of the frame rails low because I want to keep as much of the bed floor as I can. So Cobb will start cutting this section out, and then we'll get that frame rail laid in there where we want it and go from there. Well, he went for it. He just cut it off. So now we gotta improvise. So the frame came up and bent back. So we've got this 2x4 3/16 tubing. It is thick, it's heavy, it's way bigger than the frame. We're gonna take a pie cut out of it and get where we need to be. Should be really cool when it's done. He's gonna cut that section out and we'll try to lay it in and see what it looks like. So as we go, we got one piece mocked into place, brought it up, bent it down just like the factory one. And how we did that is we pie cut it, and then we'll weld it back together like we got there. We're gonna get these pieces put into place, make sure everything's square before we carry on. But this is how we did it. This is how we got it to bend. And so far, I mean, it's not 100% after doing it the first time how I would do it, but I think it'll be fine. So we got that tacked in there at the front. We're gonna bend down the angle. We got the measurement. We got a measurement, and we're gonna get her tacked in. We'll pull that down, get our angle, and it'll all be good, just like this side. This other side, we cut it a 45, drilled some holes for some plug welds. I don't know if you can see that in there. See the hole? Yeah, it's gonna be a little cleaner, a little nicer. I'll have to come back and fix this side later. Well, all right. So we're back here playing with this frame and problem solving and trying to come up with some solutions after a couple issues. Cut the back half off without having a jig or anything to match up to. So here's what we got. We know that we were 59 inches from the bed mount to the back of the frame. So we got these cut to 57 out of the 2 inches. The bed mount will come out here. We'll be able to bolt through, measure the center, drill the hole. And then we measured crossways from that bed mount up there to this bed mount here, both ways. And we got 72.5 one way, 73.5 the other. So we got the ratchet strap on to pull it square, and we've got 73 and 73. So now we're gonna bring the welder out here and get everything welded in, and now that we're square, we can get it all solid. So that's just a little bit of where we're at right now. On the back half now, this is dropped 2 inches lower than the factory frame rails, and that is for the bed, body drop on the bed. We'll show you that when we get to that part of the bed, and I'll reiterate that we dropped this 2 inches. We still have the notch to put in here, so we'll get all this welded in and start on the notch. Go ahead. So we got this all burned in, and now we're gonna kind of clamp the notch in and see where it's gonna go. So we're running a little long. We're gonna, I think we're gonna work on the notch next time. So, I mean, we got this notch from Road Fab, and we're gonna get it in, but we're gonna split this up more. I mean, it's just easy to go out there and just film and film and film, but we got to find these points where stuff kind of goes together. So join us next time. We'll work on the notch, and till then, peace out.